Okay, this is Guy Eagle with the Renewable Wisdom Trails, Cosmology and Library. And here we are on a new day in sunny Colorado. And we're taking on some new subjects today and starting a kind of a series. And our focus is going to be on death and change, or crossing over for some people. That's what they're going to understand it as. But it breaks down into smaller details of attachments and contracts and beliefs and myths, illusions, and all the different things a person goes through. And I specifically mean humans on that particular issue. But before we do, there's some of you may be joining us for the first time. And you need to know that our purpose is not to create any conflicts in between the different humans. In fact, we're trying to avoid that as much as we possibly can. Some days we're not so good, we feel a little more feisty, and some days we avoid those conflicts pretty good. Point is, we're trying to find the renewable wisdom in nature that can help humans return to living in harmony with the natural world. That's it. So if you're interested, you're going to find a various amount of topics that we're going to cover. And we're just passing on what we learned through our lifetime of study and research. We're not saying it's absolute by any means. It can change tomorrow. But we're going to share what we've learned so far. If you can use it, might be something to it. If you can't use it, then don't use it. The old saying in the indigenous world was, if it grows corn, you keep the seed. If it doesn't, let somebody eat it. And it was pretty good wisdom. Anyway, today, we don't know how many of this series we're going to have, but we're going to try to do it in 5-6 minute segments so there isn't an overload of information. But basically, for humans, there's this process of when we let go of our body and we change into another form. And so in many faiths or religions, as most people would understand it, it's called dying. And there's a lot of beliefs around that death is final, but it can be the farthest from the truth. And so if you want to continue to hold on to that belief, I would turn off the video right now and go be with that. But if you want to learn something, how the natural world views it, hang on with us. Anyway, there's a common saying in quantum physics that all energy is interconvertible from one form to another. If you want to put that into the natural world, any spirit is interconvertible from one form into another. Same thing. We're just using the word spirit. They're using the word energy. If you need to prove that out for yourself, you can go study the food chain in Western medicines. You can study reincarnation circles or cycles. There's many ways for you to find an observation point on what we're talking about. So you may want to do that before we move on. Basically, the terminology that is most used is called crossing over. And it talks about the amount of time, or the era measured by time, of when the signal first starts that it's time to get your affairs in order, prioritize your values, let go of your regrets, and so forth, as you prepare to let go of your body, go through a process of transition, and then reincarnate into a new form. Now, most people think that's just about one human form into another, but it doesn't have to be. So in my history, we look at the elders being the oldest trees, the oldest rocks, and so forth, and that it is a honorable thing to be able to reincarnate into those forms. Anyway, I think we'll stop here and then we'll carry on in the next video. So, as always, maybe something to it. Go check it out. Come visit us again. Thank you.